Hey there, Chef Jeff here at White Apron Catering in Lake Worth. Today we're going to do some poached eggs for you. This is a great little brunch, favorite Sunday breakfast, whatever you want to do. Nice way to surprise somebody. We're going to do a fun little twist on a classic. Do it with some creamed spinach and a little crispy pork belly, a little pork belly croutons. So let's get started poaching some eggs. Really easy. We can make this work. I'll show you how to do this. So we got some eggs. Trick on the poached eggs, get some nice fresh eggs. That's really, the freshest eggs are going to be the best poached eggs. You don't have to worry about them, pulling away or looking ugly. We're going to show you how to take care of that as well. Easiest way, we're going to just go ahead and crack some into little cups. You can crack them right into the water, but really it's a lot easier. You'll get a nice, easy way with that. You can even make these a little ahead too, but I'm going to show you how to do that as well. So just go ahead and crack your eggs into the little cups, and you see how it's all nice and set. You don't have a lot of that liquidy part of the white. That's why you want the nice fresh eggs, and that's going to set that albumin up really nice. So let's go ahead and get started. We've got the eggs. I've got a little bit of vinegar that we're going to add in, just a touch of that, and let's head over to the stove. So we've got our water going over here. Should be just about boiling. We're going to add a little touch of vinegar to there, maybe a tablespoon or two. You don't need a lot because you don't want it to be, pickled eggs. So we're just going to add a little touch in there, but that's going to help the white set up. And you want this simmering. You don't want it to boil. I found the easiest way to do this is if you bring it up to a boil and then turn it down. Otherwise, if you're there with a thermometer, you want it to be maybe 190, 195, but that's about right. You notice I've got a little dish of ice water here. This is, if you're going to want to do them ahead of time, this is the way to do them. We're going to cook these for about 3 minutes, 3.5 minutes. So depending on how you like your eggs, a little more, a little less. If you like them there, I like mine just sort of to where they're still a little runny on the inside, but nice and set. So we're starting to get our little bubbles going here, which is great. So we'll turn that down because we don't want any boils. We don't want any of those bubbles. So we're going to turn it down, and we're going to get rid of all these bubbles in the bottom. Those are going to give you a not very pretty egg. So there we've got rid of most of the bubbles, and then we're just going to lower the eggs in one at a time. If you were just doing one egg, you could give it a nice swirl and pop it right in the center, and that little vortex will keep it all in place, but we're not really going to do one egg at a time. So we're just going to do this. Get rid of our little bubbles and just drop those eggs in. And just drop them in nice and slow and see how they stay right in place? That's perfect. And I always work in a little clockwise fashion, and that way I know which eggs went in first and which ones got to come out first. And we're going to time this for, like I said, about 3 minutes. But you'll also be able to tell by looking at them. But see how they're all just staying together beautiful? If you get them and they start pulling away, you can always adjust them a little bit once they're in there, but that's where the little cup is nice because you can lower it right in there. But see how that is? And you can always just pull them right back on each other. That one's starting to get away from itself, but look at that. And these are going to be beautiful. And you just want to make sure they don't stick to the bottom of the pan too. But look at that. Those are going to be beautiful. All right. We got our 3 minutes is about up, so I'm taking my spotted spoon. And now, if you were making these ahead, pop them right in a little bit of ice water. Another way to tell is they're going to start to float a little bit. Like I said, depending on how you like your eggs, go ahead and cook them that way. That's the best. Now look at this. We're going to use these. We've got those we're saving for a little bit later, but now that's not the pretty side, but if you flip it over, look at that. Beautiful. So the part that was in the water on the bottom is the part that you're going to put on the top. Look at those. Those are gorgeous. So that's what we're going to do. Now, you've got these ones in the water. You did these up ahead of time. You want to do a little brunch buffet. You can just leave these sitting right over there. You've got your water. You get ready to eat. Go ahead and just pop them back in there for about 1 minute, minute and a half. Not enough to cook them anymore, but enough to warm them back up. You could do 2 dozen of these up ahead of time. This is how you do them in a restaurant. You know, when they're doing an Eggs Benedict, they're not doing them to order. They'll have them done and they just warm them back up. So that's what we're going to do. So here we go. We've got our little cream spinach that we've heated up, and we're going to bring that over as well. All right, now that we've got our eggs, look how beautiful those are. Let's just plate them up and I'll show you what we got here. I've just got a couple little toast points that I did up, little baguettes that I just grilled. I used some of that roast garlic and I brushed them and grilled them. And we're just going to set those sort of on each other a little bit. And then we're going to take some of that cream spinach, that beautiful cream spinach that we warmed up, and put a little dab of that on there. Who doesn't like cream spinach and eggs? And then we'll take our beautiful poached eggs and set those on there. And then to finish that off, we've got some crispy, we're calling this some pork belly croutons. How about that? But it's nice crisped up pork belly. You want to use some cube thick cut bacon, you can do that. And then I've just got a little chopped tomatoes here, little chopped tomatoes with a little balsamic, just for a little color and a little extra flavor. But there you go. We've got poached eggs with some creamed spinach and pork belly croutons. Chef Jeff here at White Apron Catering. Go ahead and enjoy that. Thanks for watching. Appreciate that. Let me know what you think.